Okay, just a note on portfolios using Padlet technology. If you sign up for a premium account, then you get the option of being able to manage the whole process. So that's something to look into here in the premium section for education, and you can assign portfolios to classes, etc. You can still use Padlet for making portfolios the free way, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So the first thing you want to do is have students sign up to Padlet, so they need their own account so they can manage their Padlets and keep track of them. Okay, so and when they do, so then they need to come in and they need to hit the new button, and there's a few settings that you need to be aware of. So the first thing is what kind of Padlet you want. You can change this later, so don't panic too much. I tend to use the stream and the shelf. So for instance here, the stream, and you can see it's arranged one underneath each other in a stream, and I use that because I want to make a learning sequence that's in order, basically step 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. This one here is actually like I'll come back to this. That's an actual portfolio that's in an actual grid, and this one is the shelf, and you can see it's got columns that have got different sections and they've got headings. Okay, so give some thought to, have students give some thought to the design and the layout of their portfolio. How do they want to present it? This may end up being, especially for project-based learning, this may well be the most logical, because then you can go, well, here's all my research, here's all my ideation, here is me doing all my designs, here are some videos or pictures of my end product, here's my evaluation, etc., etc. So I'm just going to go for a grid. So the grid is reasonably flexible, but it has everything aligned. So they need to give it a title and a description, so it'll be like my portfolio. They can choose some wallpaper. I'm just going to leave that as is, but you know, knock yourself out. They can have a little icon. So now, depending on whether this is just a presentation portfolio or this is a reflective portfolio, and you want the students to gain feedback from other students, so think very about whether you want comments. Students can go back in and they can actually switch this on. Other settings in the next they can't, so this is not such a big deal. And then the posting position, and again that can be changed. Don't worry about the tagging particularly, but what you do want to do is change this here. I'm not going to, but the students want to basically say, look, call it my portfolio, or give it their name or something like that. Okay, so then it's easy to find without, or type in the address without this code. So I'm just going to go next. So this is the part where, okay, you want it to be secret. You'll still be able to see it, other students will be able to see it if they have the web address. Okay, so you don't want to make it public, just for privacy reasons. Okay. Now, this is very important. So if I've got the web address of this and I can see it, okay, if you remember to do nothing else, please change that to can read. Okay, that means only the student can modify the Padlet. Okay, if you don't switch that off, then other people can come along and they can add contributions. Okay, if this is a case of this is a group portfolio, well then you need to then you can have add contributors. So look into that. Okay, but I'm just going to do this from the point of view this is an individual portfolio, so I'm not going to worry about that. Switch off the remake. Okay, and again the moderator is off by default. So again, make sure that is just set to can read. Okay, these other settings, private and password protected, I'm not sure how they work, so maybe look into those. Okay, so I've gone next, and then they can start posting. Now, basically, and again, if I'd have changed that to something useful, then my web address would be something logical. But anyway, so all you need students now to give you is that. Okay, and you can see their portfolio. But I'll show you how you can set up a portfolio page where all students can contribute their portfolios. Other options you've got for students sharing is if you look in the share button and go to share, export, embed, you can see it generates a QR code, or you can even embed it somewhere if you know about how to embed with HTML into a web page. And you got the share on Facebook and Twitter, but you probably don't want to do that. I've never really played around with these export options, so I'm not sure how they work, but experiment. Okay, but the long and the short is you just need that. Okay, so I will show you how I have set this up in the past. So here I have a learning sequence here all about sustainability. Now right at the top where students can't fail to find it is this is actually a link to another Padlet, our portfolios. So there it is there. So again, that's just I've just basically just done a new post and put in the link there, and it links to this. So the idea being that while students are on this Padlet all about sustainable housing, when they want to add to their portfolios, they can just click on here, that'll take them to that, and they can find their portfolio. Now they have added their portfolio by clicking down here and making a new post. So there we are. I'll just go to my portfolio or give it my name. Let's go to Joe Vlogs. Okay, and then I click on that little add an attachment, and then so let's pretend this is my portfolio here. So I grab the URL, or I could get it from here, copy link to this Padlet. Okay, and then I'm just going to paste it in there, click the arrow. I'm just going to go OK. Like you don't have to wait for it to work, just go OK. Give it a moment. There we go. And then it's a simple matter of now clicking on that, and there, voila, it takes me straight to my portfolio. So the idea here is this is got the entire classes, all their portfolios. So if I'm another student, I can go and view another student's portfolio to get some ideas. Maybe if the comments are switched on, I can give them some feedback. So I'll just delete that. Okay. So that works pretty well. So there you have it. How to set up Padlet for portfolios.